Hello YouTubers, this is a Scribe and thank you for watching this YouTube video. Just let me slurp some black liquid, some petrol. Absolutely delicious. Actually it's a lot of crap for you, it's Pepsi Max. It's supposed to be 0 calories, but I don't think it's that good for you anyway. So what I'm making this video for? Well, have you ever heard the phrase intermittent fasting? It's a kind of practice that certain people do, like millions of people across the world. I think actually more than that, maybe 1 billion people do it, but just not in the West, more in the East. Like Muslims tend to do something called Ramadan, and what they do is they fast for most of the day, and then they only eat at night when the moon goes down. What I'm actually doing is something called a 2 or 3 day fast, depending on how I feel, and usually I can actually manage 2 days, so I don't think I have any problems with 2 days. And the reason why I do this sometimes is because it resets any digestive complaints you have. So if you're feeling pretty lousy and bad, you may want to try to fast. If you have any, digestive problems, fasting is one of the best ways to get rid of it. Because no matter what it is, it will go away after 16 hours. All your problems will go away after around about that time, maybe 16 to 19 hours. And then you eat something very, very light, your belly and everything and bowels or whatever it is that you have problems with will feel a lot better. And you also lose a bit of that water bloat, the bloating that you may experience from eating a lot of junk. And you know what I'm like, I just eat a lot of rubbish, and I am actually trying to get back into shape. So it's something I'm looking forward to. So, many of you guys who've seen my channel before may have not seen me for quite some time. I mean, I have been away for a number of years. I have come back sparingly. I mean, it's kind of like I made 1 or 2 videos last year, and I made a couple of videos before that the previous years. But I mean, one of the videos I made was of going to the gym and burning like 3,500 calories. I mean, that was awesome. That was like a pound of fat within a single workout. I'm not sure you should actually do that. It's not particularly good for you. So I am fasting, which means no sugar, and it will also mean tomorrow just drinking water, because I want to cleanse the body out. I want to feel a lot better about myself, and I want to clear my mind. Because if your mind's not clear, it interrupts thinking. Basically, you don't think as clear, and that in itself is not very good. So you probably noticed I've been quite busy in the flat I have. I've been putting some decorations up because I want to turn this into like a cool little office. And I've got some paintings that I've done. Let me show you this. Like that. How is that? Yeah, so I've done some paintings here or there, and I've done the walls up, and hopefully it's going to look pretty good once I get the things going. I mean, I don't like orange on its own. I think orange with some like dragons on it or something, black dragons or golden dragons, would look pretty good on this wall, stenciled in. I was thinking about doing something like that. This is the thing, what I mean, right? Be creative with what you do in life. I mean, you only got one life. If you have no education, then get creative. And skills is a form of education. In fact, I have A levels in maths, right? I've never used them. I've never been able to use them. but any like woodwork skills I'm able to use. You know, the people look down on woodwork, they look down on plumbing and stuff like that. So that's me going out to, you know, the younger and even the older people online. You know, pick up your skills. Trust me, it'll make a world of difference. So yeah, I'm going to do a 2-day fast. I know I've waffled on a little bit because I kind of like doing that. And what this will entail will be me, and it's not starving because, well, it technically is eating without for not a few days. And there's so many benefits for it. First of all, as I said, the digestive one has already been cleared up, and I've explained that, because if you're not eating, you're not interrupting the body with harmful substances that it can't digest properly, and you're excreting all the badness that you've already eaten. And then you get rid of the bloat, and then some of the water starts coming out, because obviously you're holding in water away from the salt you're having and from all the toxins, and the toxins start coming out. And after that, you start to notice that you begin to lose fat too. So for one day you're losing around about 2,000 calories. So it's around about 4,000 calories, although you will eat in a few days' time. So that's a lot of calories, and it's also a lot of junk weight lost. And people will say, well, that's really bad, you can't do that. Well, it's only for a temporary basis. You're not doing it every single day. And I wouldn't suggest you guys do it every single day. I would suggest, if you haven't done this before, just start off with 12 hours. Try not to eat for 12 hours and see how you feel. And I guarantee you'll feel a lot better without doing that all the time. You'll feel a lot better yourself, especially if you drink water. And this is something I've really got to clear up with myself, because what I tend to do is, when I'm fasting, I just drink like things like Pepsi. I don't drink beer, by the way. I don't get drunk. I'm not that bad. And the reason why is probably just boredom. If you're not eating properly, you get a bit bored. And that's another thing about fasting. Right? You don't want to get yourself bored. Go out, do some skating, play footy if you want. You don't want to exercise too hard if you've been fasting. But I personally like going swimming these days. And if I get bored, I might go out and see a friend. But yeah, these are some of the good things about fasting. Another thing is the immune system clears up a little bit, because your body's not getting invaded by these pathogens within the bowel system. It helps the immune system to calm down, and that means things like allergies go off a little bit. But actually, I found that when you don't eat as much, maybe sometimes you do actually suffer from a bit more allergies, because the body is expecting something, and it seems to react to that. I'm not sure how to explain that. But another thing is your insulin improves. So if you've got like not normal diabetes, not the type 1 diabetes, but if you've got type 2 diabetes, it will actually help you to, over time, stop eating the sugar and expand your fasting period, and the insulin will drop, which people say, oh, that's terrible. No. The problem with type 2 diabetes is too much insulin. The problem with diabetes type 1 is too little insulin. We're trying to control the blood sugar level. When you control the blood sugar level, a hormone called glycagon is released into your system. And what that does is it releases the fat from your fat cells. So now you're burning actual fat rather than burning the food that you've already eaten, or the fuel. And that has to be a good thing. Another thing to mention is, hormones. The hormones are affected too. There's a type of hormone called growth hormone, and there's another type of protein that is in the brain, and it helps clear that up too. So the growth hormone helps muscles grow and retain muscle mass, and it also helps the body recover from exercise and from hard life. And the cortisol levels begins to people are pretty negative about cortisol, but cortisol is actually needed by the body, but the cortisol tends to balance itself off rather than rising too high all the time and remaining high because of digestive problems and immune problems. So these are good ideas of why people actually fast. Now, I'm going to do 48 hours if I can. If I can do 3 days, I'll try it, but I'm not going to push it too much because you can have something called refeeding syndrome, which is not always that good. So thank you for watching. Goodbye for now, and wish me the best of luck. Thank you.